In this session, we will see about the Memorandum of Association. That is, a Memorandum of Association is a legal document prepared in the formation and registration process of a limited liability company to define its relationship with shareholders. It reveals what powers it has and what activities the company is permitted to undertake. Any act of the company outside the scope outlined in its memorandum is said to be ultra vires and is not binding on it. It is the constitution of the company in its relation to the outside world. It is a public document, and any person dealing with the company is presumed to have sufficient knowledge of it. It is the primary document of a company. Now we will see the contents of Memorandum of Association. First is name class. Next one, situation class. Next is objective class, liability class, capital class, and the last one is association class. First we will see the name class. The name class requires to state the legal and recognized name of the company. The company name is allowed to be registered if it does not bear any similarities with the name of an existing company or companies only. Next, situation class. The registered office clause required to show the physical location of the registered office of the company. It is required to keep all the company registers in this office. The registered office shall be established prior to commencing business activities. The next one is objective class. The objective class requires to summarize the main objective for establishing the company with reference to the requirements for shareholding and use of financial resources. It is required to state the ancillary objectives, that is, those objectives that are required to facilitate the achievement of the main objectives. The objective should be free of any provisions or declarations that contravene laws or public good. The next one is liability clause. The liability clause requires to state the extent to which shareholders of the company are liable to the debt obligation of the company in the event of company dissolving. There are companies limited by shares and limited by guarantee. The next one is capital clause. The capital clause requires to state the company's authorized share capital, the different categories of shares and the nominal value. The minimum value per share of the company is called nominal value. It is also required to list the company's asset under this clause. Then we will see the next clause, that is association clause. The association clause confirms that shareholders bound by the MOA. MOA means Memorandum of Association, are willingly associating and forming a company. It is required 7 members to sign an Memorandum of Association for a public company and not less than 2 people for Memorandum of Association of a private company. The signing must be done in the presence of witness, who must also append his signature. So these are all about Memorandum of Association. Next we will see Articles of Association. The Article of Association is a document that contains the purpose of the company as well as the duties and responsibility of the members. It is an important document which needs to be filed with the Registrar of Companies. These are the bylaws of a company that defines the mode and manner in which the company's business is to be carried on. In the Companies Act, Table A prescribes model for the article of the company. Table A is a document containing rules and regulations of the internal management of a company. So in this article of association, there is rules and regulation of the company. A company which does not have separate articles of association may adopt Table A. The contents of Article of Association is amount of shares, capital, value and types of shares. Rights of each class of shareholders regarding voting, dividend, return of capital, then rules regarding issue of shares and debentures, and then procedures as well as regulations in respect of making calls on shares. Next one is manner of transfer of shares. Next is declaration of dividend. Next one is borrowing powers of the company. Next is rules regarding the appointment, remuneration, removal of directors. There should be mentioned what is the procedure for appointment and then what is the procedure followed for remuneration and then the procedure followed to remove the directors. Next is procedure for conducting proxy, quorum, meeting, etc. Procedures concerning keeping of books and audits. Next is seal of the company, and the last one is procedures regarding the winding up of the company. So these are all the contents of Articles of Association. Next is prospectus. According to section 236 of the Companies Act, any document inviting the public to buy its shares or debentures come under the definition of prospectus. It also applies to advertisements inviting deposits from the public. Now we will see the contents of the prospectus. A prospectus is the only window through which a prospective investor can look into the soundness of a company's venture. Hence, it must specify at least the following matters as per Schedule 2. The first one is the prospectus contain the main objective of the company, then the name and address of the signatories of the memorandum of association, and then the number of shares held by them. These should be there in the prospectus. Next one is the name, addresses and occupation of directors and managing directors. Next one is the number and classes of shares and debentures issued. Next is the qualification, share of directors and the interest of directors for the promotion of the company. Next is the number, description and the document of shares or debentures within the 2 preceding years who have been agreed to be issued other than cash. Next is the name and addresses of the vendors of any property acquired by the company and the amount paid or to be paid. Next one is particulars about the directors, secretaries and the treasurers and their remuneration. Then next one is the amount for the minimum subscription. Next one is if the company carrying on business, the length of time of such businesses should be mentioned in prospectus. Next one is the estimated amount of preliminary expenses. Next is name and address of the auditors, bankers and solicitors of the company. Next one is time and place where copies of balance sheet, profit and loss account and the auditor's report may be inspected. Then next is the auditor's report so submitted must deal with the profit and loss of the company for each year of 5 financial year immediately preceding the issue of prospectus. And next one is if any profit or reserve has been capitalized, the particulars of such capitalization will be stated in the prospectus. So these are all the contents of prospectus. Children, we have finished 6th chapter. Thank you.